Sony is standing by the claims that the $10 price increase is worth it, and they aren't hearing any issues over the storage space on the PlayStation 5. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here and you enjoy to see through this video, hey, maybe consider subscribing. I'm almost at 1K subscribers and it'll be really cool to get there. But for now, let's jump into this. The PlayStation 5 games are now $10 more than they usually were. In the United States, they are $69.99 or $70. And for the PlayStation 4, they were only $60. Here in Canada, they are now $90. Where for the PlayStation 4, they were $80. And Sony is standing by their claim that these price increases are worth it for the experiences that they are providing. And on top of that, they're denying that they were planning on selling these games for even more than the $10 price increase. So in an interview with The Telegraph, this is leading up to today, which is the release of the PlayStation 5 around the rest of the world, in Europe and the UK. Jim Ryan talked about raising prices beyond the $70 price tag that they are now, or the 70 euros. And he said that that report that it was going to be higher than that was categorically false, but he also didn't rule out any further rises in the future for the cost of the game, saying, "I'm not making any predictions about anything that might or might not happen in the future. I'm saying that the reports about discussions that we considered higher pricing for the first party games in the launch window were categorically false." Ryan goes on to talk about the higher price point, and this article says it exists across both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series. Now, when it comes to the Xbox Series, their first party games are all going to be on Xbox Game Pass. There are games that are $10 more, but these are all third party games. So I believe NBA 2K is $10 more than the older generation version, and same with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But Jim Ryan's comment is, if you measure the hours of entertainment provided by a video game such as Demon's Souls compared to any other form of entertainment, I think that's a very straightforward comparison to draw. Now, how do I feel about the $10 price increase for Sony games? I mean, is it worth it? I guess that's really up to the consumer. If you're willing to pay that $10 to get those experiences, then I guess, yes, it is worth it. They've raised the prices of their games, and if people are going out and buying them at that $10 price increase, then yes, in general, I guess it is worth it because the market is speaking and they're willing to pay that extra $10 to play these experiences. And in general, this just really talks about the entire strategy of PlayStation and of Sony. They really believe that their games are worth that $10 more. They really believe that they are giving you the ultimate experience in gaming. And like I said, it's up to the market. If people are going out and buying them for those $10 more, then yes, they're worth those $10 more. But if people don't want to spend that $10, you just have to not buy them at launch. You have to wait for a price drop, or you just have to wait and not buy them at all until they start reducing the prices. Me personally, I would not spend the extra $10. I've done it already once just because I fell into the hype of the launch of the next generation consoles. I most likely won't be doing it again, and I'm definitely going to resell Demon's Souls because that's the one that I spent the extra $10 on when I'm finished with it, because it rings up at the cash at $100. That's in here in Canada, which to me is crazy for just the price of one game. And after I bought it, I had tons of remorse for spending that much money on a single game. Now, when it comes to the storage space on the PlayStation 5, as we know, there is 667.2 gigabytes. When it's all said and done, you get 667 to save games on. And Jim Ryan is saying they aren't hearing any issues about the SSD space on the PlayStation 5. So Jim Ryan saying, we're not hearing that. We'll obviously watch what happens as people unbox their PlayStations and start to use them. We think we'll be okay. We obviously are able to monitor hard drive usage on the PS4 microscopically, and everything that we saw there indicates that we should be fine. Now, this code's really interesting to me because obviously 667.2 gigabytes is not nearly enough to sustain you through the life cycle of the PlayStation 5. Games are massive. Most games are over 50 gigabytes now. You're not going to be able to get that many games on there. I don't know where he's getting that from. Maybe in general, he's seeing that people with PlayStation 5 are using it for their first party games, or using it and playing one, maybe two games at a time. And that once they play those games, they're done with them, they uninstall them, and they install another game onto the SSD or onto the PlayStation 4 hard drive. And maybe that's the stats that he is referencing, and that's where he's getting this quote from. And I could sort of see that with the PlayStation 5, because this kind of goes back to the strategy of raising the games by $10. PlayStation has really high production first party games. They release them every couple of months, and a lot of people get the PlayStation just to play those first party games. So they play the first party game, they finish it, then they don't play it anymore, and they wait for the next first party game. So if that's the case, if you're somebody who's like that, yeah, the hard drive space won't be an issue, because you're literally only going to be playing one, maybe two games at a time over a long period of time. But it's completely opposite if you look at what the Xbox Series is doing with Game Pass, with backwards compatibility. You're going to have multiple games on the hard drive for the SSD for the Xbox Series, and you can swap out games anytime because you have access to so many at any point when you're playing on your Xbox Series. So I think that's the biggest difference between the two consoles, but no, I don't believe that 667 isn't going to be an issue throughout the life cycle of PlayStation 5. I think a lot of people are going to be upgrading relatively soon, and the second that they get that option to add in that external SSD into the slot there, people are going to be doing it. And I think Sony is going to see that, because thinking 667 gigabytes is more than enough for the size of games in even the last generation, but especially this generation, seems a little bit out of touch in the gaming industry in what is going on with how big games are, how they are getting bigger, and the amount of games that people want to play on their SSD at the same time. Anyways, guys, that's just what I think about this. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about the price increase for PlayStation 5 games? Do you think that $10 price increase is worth it? Are you willing to pay that $10 price increase? What do you think about the storage limitations of the PlayStation 5? Do you think 667 is going to be enough? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you just that thumbs down button. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you see throughout this video, hey, maybe consider subscribing to help my channel grow. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.